Hi, it's Hiros Knight here. I am playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! On EDOpro. Not my favourite way to play the game, to be honest with you, but I've been playtesting a Salamangreat deck, getting back into the game. So I'm going to show you a series of duels I had online with various people, just playtesting the deck. I don't win all of them, I win some of them. You can see where I went right, where I went wrong, what I have to improve, and how the deck works against a lot of the contemporary meta deck, so I will show you some replays. Okay, first of all, I'm going up against Adamancipators, which is the premier combo deck at the moment. I've got an okay opening, well, pretty good opening hand actually, because I've got Lady Debug, 2 Silent Minings, Parallel Exceed, Falco, so this should be in theory in the back for me. I don't remember it. I think I'm going first here, let's see. Yeah, I'm going first, so yeah, I've just discarded the Falco, which gets me Gazelle on the field straight away. And I'm sending my Raw, recycling my Gazelle, and using the debug. Nothing's stopping me so far. Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing he hasn't got Nibiru, because I might be in trouble if he does, but I sort of decided that the odds are, what, 3 in 40? And yeah, I've made his life miserable by summoning Baguska, which sends all monsters to defense mode and negates their effects while it's on the field. It doesn't negate graveyard effects though. And I stopped Halka-Fibrax, which is a link which is exempt because link monsters can't be sent to defense mode. I'm making some big plays here. I'm going in for the kill. Yeah, I can use Sunlight Wolf's effect, that's not a problem. Update Jammer, I've got my Gazelle back in case there's a turn 3 that's needed. But no, I'm going in for the Update Jammer, Transcode Talker into Access Code Talker, which can remove 3 link monsters, up to 3, from the grave to remove stuff. But it didn't work on Block Dragon, as I found out to my detriment, so I had to sacrifice my Baguska advantage by switching it to attack mode. But it paid off. Look, I win. Oh, this was a funny duel. This was against a different Adamancipator player, actually, who went full combo. I went second, so I got a chance to negate his Monster of the Ash. I negated his Halka-Fibrax with Impermanence, which you'd think means that he's limited, but no. Being Adamancipators, he's got Block Dragon, which means he can keep comboing, basically, for as long as he can keep using Block Dragon. And he's got the Gigantes on the field, got a Researcher, so yeah, he's still got every single advantage despite me using 2 cards from my hand to disrupt him. So really, this is his to lose, isn't it? And yeah, he's got the Seeker on the field, so that's, what, 2 out of 3 of the Adamancipators effects is used, as well as Raptite. What's he doing that for? He's already got 5 monsters on the field. Okay, I think he must have misclicked or something. Ah, no, here's the third. So, yeah, he's using every Adamancipator effect he can. He's got the Borrowload Savage Dragon with its 2 negates, equipping Halka-Fibrax. So that's 2 negates I'm up against. Oh, and he stopped me there. But no, that's not enough to stop me. I can still use Debug. No, I can't. I'm negated. Game over, right? No. I'm using Balinks to get Sanctuary. I can reborn my Jaguar. I should slow this down. I can't even commentate. Yeah, into Transcode, and he just gives up here because he knows that I can go into Access Code, remove 3 of his, which are going to be Synchro monsters, obviously. I won't be able to attack the game because I have no access to Update Jammer, but he's only got Monster Reborn, which won't be strong enough to face down my 5,300 attack Access Code Talker, so yeah, I probably would have won that if he didn't give up so easily anyway. Ah, here I am against Elemental Heroes. I played a match against this guy. I didn't record the second one because I lost very badly due to a misclick. I was frankly too embarrassed to even save that duel. So I didn't. But yeah, I went 2-1 in this one against Heroes. Although I think I made a few misplays in this particular duel. So basically I nearly lost due to my own incompetence. Luckily I didn't. Yeah, Hero lives, he's paying half his life points to get Stratos onto the field. But no, yeah, Stratos is getting stopped by Infinite Impermanence, and Gozen match means that Oh, no it doesn't. Usually it means that he's locked into win monsters, but you can tribute summon a monster face down to get around that, and it's good that this hero player knew how to get around that card. And we're now pretty much even in the life points after that. I've probably still got an edge in card advantage because he's only got one of that fusion monster. Whereas I've got all these beautiful toys to play with. And a Heat Leo to even the odds. And oh, it doesn't bring it down to 0 actually. Oh no, that's because I didn't have a 0 attack monster in my grave, that's why. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh, but I win anyway. I don't think there's much you can do with Liquid Soldier and Malicious. Oh well. Oh, here we go. I'm up against Pendulums here. So the old Endymion cards. Let's see how I fare. It's got 2 Allure and an Upstart in his hand, so he can draw into at least 5 cards there from the get-go. Got no hand trap, so I can pretty much do what I want. And Baguska means that if he tries to normal summon something or special summon something that's not a link monster, it gets switched to defense mode. So he's already at a distinct disadvantage having to play around that. And what have I done? I've destroyed his one Servant of Endymion, which is a limited card. So, you know, we're not going to be seeing that again by the looks of it. Ah, yeah, Magician of Prophecy goes to defense. No, you cannot do that. No, you don't. But Sunlight Wolf, being a link monster, can do anything it desires. Like, you know, what's better than 1 Sunlight Wolf than 2 Sunlight Wolves? Just keep chipping away for that damage. Ah, Pot of Desires. Yeah, you're going to draw out most of your deck, actually. Will it do you any good, though? Yeah, Pendulums have this brilliant ability to draw out like 90% of their deck in a couple of turns. And the one card that could have saved him is getting raged. Yeah, I'm addicted to Rage Hole. Oh, here's a fun couple of duels. I won this match 2-0 against Madolche. I better swap. I'm not playing Madolche, this guy is. I impermed his Madrilene, which can completely shut down the Madolche deck. It's the only thing I don't like about it. I like the deck, but I don't like how easy it is to stop with hand traps. Whereas Salamangreat can just keep going, usually. Oh, having said that, he did get Move Called by the Grave, which not enough people are playing, in my opinion, because that's a very useful card. It's like EDOpro, but with more utility. Although EDOpro gets spells and traps too. I digress. Yeah, I don't have enough to quite go for game in this duel, so I'm just going to swing for damage and accept that he'll probably be able to do something to hinder me next turn. I'm sure I misplayed here somehow. I have a feeling there was a way I could have done more, but I didn't manage it. Yeah, Glass Souffle into a la mode. Yes, this is what I did. I accidentally used Sanctuary's effect, which you can't do usually when you're playing the physical game. You know, you can't accidentally activate an effect by mistake, whereas you can in EDOpro. You can misclick. Yeah, replay ended. I won that. Oh, I'm quite proud of this one. He went first, which I wasn't expecting, to be honest, because I know it's considered a going second deck. Madolche. Yeah, so I didn't expect him to just pass. I thought maybe he misclicked and meant to go second, but then why would he pass? He's got a field wide open. But this hand, while it's good at hindering, doesn't really allow you to do anything. That spell on its own doesn't let you go into Madolche plays. So a Madolche deck can't do Madolche things. So yeah, he had bad luck and I had good luck here. But let's see how it goes. Yeah, doing standard combos. And I've not been stopped yet. This player seems to know the deck, this Madolche player, so yeah, they know when to drop Nibiru. Or, under normal circumstances, they would just wait for the Gazelle. But, you know, then things might be too out of control by then anyway. And I still have enough, as you can see, to go for game. Isn't this deck crazy? You look, Transcode Talker into a the old update jammer, and yeah, he's only got 2 monsters in the way of me, both of which I can get rid of easily. So I'm quite happy that from a distinct disadvantage, going second, I still won this one. Thunder Dragons. This is a fun deck from many years ago, which has been rejuvenated with new cards in the last couple of years. And I'm just doing standard stuff. I'm trying to go into my defensey negaty boy here. And, you know, I've even got a reincarnation summoned Balinx, which, you know, bait and switch, make him think I've got a salad trap, but I don't. I've got Goes and Match, which kind of works against Thunder Dragons because they've got light monsters and they've got dark monsters. So, I don't know, I guess if you do it when they've got a dark monster in the field, you can stop them fusioning, summoning big boys like Titan or boys like Dragonlord. So yeah, he summoned 3 huge monsters that under normal circumstances could completely trash me, but since I've got Bagooska the Tapir on the field, they're in defence, unable to do anything, and I'm going into a Sunlight Wolf play. And I got my rage back, and got rid of his Verte Anaconda. I don't know why he summoned that, because it didn't really help. Almirage, so at least I can get rid of Almirage here. Oh no, this was a misplay I made. I mistakenly activated Goes and Match, which lost me the game.
What's that, man?
I've accidentally
activated Goes and Match.
What?
Yeah, I've mistakenly
activated Goes and Match.
I didn't mean to, it's just the endorphins kicked in and I couldn't stop.
Because I'm a right fool. I probably could have eventually chipped him down using Rage, although as soon as the Tapir was going to leave the field anyway, you know, it was probably the time ticking for me anyway. Who knows? I did, however, win the next game. There was a first game, I don't remember who won that. He might have done, so he might have gone 2-1 against me. He's playing some sort of Alice of the Invoker version. I forgot all about this. This is very interesting. Is this common in this deck? I don't know, I missed out Thunder Dragons. Thunder Dragon Fusion. Get a big boy out. I do like that classic Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, just slam down a huge monster. That's what I like about the Invoked engine, just get a big guy out. Oh, getting my Jaguar. And I'm getting my Gazelle, which I hard drawed. He's doing things though. He's negating me. He's actually stopping me in my tracks, but again, maybe he's not that familiar with Salamangreats because I had 2 of the Sunlight Wolves, which I could go into this turn thanks to my field spell. And I'm going for the OTK. Do I succeed? Find out on the next... find out now. Access Code Talker. Ooh, has he stopped me? I don't remember. No, he couldn't quite do it that turn, and he's got 3 Thunder Dragons in the hand. And he's got a Gold Sark, so he can do things with Gold Sark that a lot of decks can't. It's not a slow card in this deck, it's an instant reaction because there's those remove from play reaction effects. Alright, here I am against Orcusts Knight, another interesting deck. And I get Imperm straight off, but that's not enough to keep me down. I can still go into my field spell and search a Gazelle. I just love having multiple ways to search out your main monsters. This is just sick, you know. Both obscenely sick and like sick, because look, I'm even getting my Gazelle back, and that was with a disruption from Impermanence. Ooh, he's gonna do... No, he's not gonna do Mech Knight things because I'm negating him. Yeah, old players have just got to get used to the fact that Mech Knights exist now. So, he's going to try and scrap recycle, which he'll get to do because, you know, Raw doesn't negate. And he's getting his World 1 to special summon. He can't full combo, but he can stop me from killing him a bit. Because I've got Balinx on the field. If I had a normal monster here, and I still go into transcode, so yeah. And this has something that stops it being destroyed from battle. I'm not that familiar with this deck, to be honest with you. But there's nothing that stops rage. And I win. You know, I've whittled him down. Altergeists. Okay, let's see how I do against the trap boys. Look, 4 traps in the opening hand, that's crazy. 4 traps.
Jeremy, 4? That's insane.
And I've got my Baguska, even though no monsters, so moot point. Ah, okay, 5 traps. Oh, well, with Multi-Faker at 3, don't you just look forward to staring down 5 spells and traps? Oh, that's one hell of a chain. My Roar got beaten by Solemn Judgment, and Personal Spoofing gets the Multi-Faker. Nice. And Imperm stops the Multi-Faker extending. Nibiru is really bad against this deck because it's very rare that an Altergeist player summons 1 monster, let alone 5, let's be real. And I get Ashed, stopping me from doing things with Foxy. And I get, yeah, we're basically just spending half this duel stopping each other doing things. People say it's just like OTK versus OTK, but you still get these kinds of wars of attrition. Do I win? Ah, no. You don't want to summon Ash, so I know that I've got the upper hand when I'm forcing my opponent to resort to normal summoning Ash. I protect Balinks with Balinks, and yeah, go away Nibiru, we don't need you this time. And I had to normal summon my Jaguar, not my Jaguar, my Gazelle. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm at an advantage sometimes with this deck, because I often have a lot fewer cards than my opponent, despite technically winning. Ooh. Okay, yeah, am I going to use Nibiru here? Yes, I am, but it won't work because of what stopped me? Altergeist Protocol, okay. Yeah, I lose. Surely I lose. But I keep playing, I'm just being tenacious here. And Protocol will stop me from doing anything worthwhile at all. Look at that, that's like a maze of cards there. That is very aesthetically pleasing with those cards in that pattern. Yeah, I surrender. I like read the writing on the walls here, the walls are closing in. Okay, next I'm up against Salamangreats, the Almighty Mirror match, and I'm going to swap because I'm not the one who's playing 1-for-1. This is the version of the deck that uses 4 Mud Skipper to search for Parallel X Seeds. It has its advantages, but really, after you use it once, 4 Mud Skipper's kind of useless, whereas the Salamangreat cards always recycle to the extreme. This is a standard Salamangreat play, going into Baguska, getting back your Gazelle for next turn, and with a face down to boot, which will get stopped by Roar. Good call, good call. Will do any good? Will maybe. Oh, Splash Mage. I'm going for the OTK. Oh yes, I'm going for it. And oh my god, it pays off. Even with Baguska it pays off. I don't think I win here though. I think something stops me, and something does. It's the Gazelle, which you can special summon from your hands on your opponent's turn, as long as it's not during the damage step. So yeah, Gozen match. You can't go into fire monsters. And I'm stuck with Dark, but I'm sitting here comfy with my access code talker. And you know what? It's win-win, because now I get to go into fire monsters, so even when you beat me, I still win. Ooh, got the Sunlight Wolf. And you still got Lady T-Bug, with no Salamangreats. Don't you love it when you're playing Salamangreats and you have no Salamangreats in your deck? Finally, I played a match against Eldlich. Possibly the best deck of the format, I would say. This is the more... Oh, this uses Quick Draw Synchron. This is a bit of an orthodox version, but it still gets stopped by an impermanence in the right place. Lady Debug gets stopped, but as we've established, stopping Lady Debug doesn't necessarily stop a Salamangreat player from playing the game. Because then you've got to stop crazy cards like Balinx and Parallel Exceed. Yeah, going for broke fair, trying to draw through Formula Synchron. I can't blame him, I'd do the same. And I'll win. Yeah. Rune 2. Oh, this was a fun round. He gets to go first because I beat him. Going into Alka-Fibrax and doing the old combo with Linkross, Jet Synchron, Board Blocker, Auroradon, which means that he can't Link Summon anymore this turn, but does he need to? No, because he's going to Synchro Summon a lot. Here he comes, O-Line from the deck. It's the draw version. He's going to draw shit tons of cards with Hyper Librarian. And Formula Synchron. How many cards does he end up with at the end of this turn? 6. Oh. Yeah, with a negate. Oh, and Sulkin. And a Clearing Synchro Dragon, which has a negate effect. So what, that's 2 negates and 4 face downs. Oh, Red Reboot, yes. You're going face down. No more traps for you this turn. Thanks to Red Reboot. And I get Veiled, you know. It's not looking good for me, I gotta swear. But, do you know what? I'm still going to give it the good old British try and go into Sunlight Wolf. Yes, that beta is negate. And I get negated the second time, because I forgot about that second negate, to be honest with you. Oh wow, this is a chain. This is one hell of a chain. And I win it. I win the chain. But he gets Eldlich, so who's the real winner here? Ask yourself. Look, I've got nothing and I'm down to 900 life points and... yeah, I get ashed. I ain't winning this one. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, time for round 3. Eldlich. I get negated from my circle. That's 1 search. Search 2, that goes through. Search 3, that goes through. Yeah, he's doing nothing more to stop me this turn. I'm just going to go Ape. Look at that, I've got my Reincarnate Summon Sunlight Wolf. With 2 protections in the graveyard. And Linkuriboh doing a combo. And Alka-Fibrax gets destroyed. I guess there's nothing he can do with those 3 cards. No. I won that one. Alright, here's the deck profile. It's quite similar to the Gabriel Susi deck that won a couple of tournaments not too long ago. In fact, I think the main deck is identical and the side deck's just different because I've got different sensibilities. There's not really much I'd change about this, to be honest. Goes and Match comes in handy against half of decks half the time, but when it helps, it wins games, honestly, and I do enjoy playing it. So, you know, even if there were slightly better cards, I might still keep it in just for the sheer thrill of activating it on Alka-Fibrax, because that's hilarious. Yeah, there's not much you can learn off me, to be honest, about deck building. Got the Red Reboot, which came in handy. Got Imperial Order. These cards would be much more handy if they weren't at 1, but then again, you could say the same about all cards that are limited to 1. Yeah, I'd be happy with a couple more Gazelles or a couple more Salamangreat Circles in my deck. Yeah, the one thing I might change is replacing Nibiru in my main deck with the Effect Veilers in my side deck, because Effect Veiler almost always comes in handy, whereas Some decks, you know, you can't even Nibiru. Adamancipators works against them half the time because it's a rock monster and they can still do combos. Doesn't always stop Salamangreats these days either. Usually hinders them a lot, but doesn't always kill them dead. It doesn't always kill Eldlich dead. Sometimes it does, depends on the build. And it does nothing against Orcusts. Nothing at all. Except for the one time it did. Okay, I hope you enjoyed watching me play some Yu-Gi-Oh! I might do more of this if this is what you're into. Let me know. Goodbye.